Okay, in today's video, we're going to be talking about, is it too late to become a dealer? So if you're thinking about being a dealer, whether it be here in Ontario or anywhere, quite frankly, is it too late to be a dealer? Let's get into it.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Now, I don't think I'm going to go to the answer right away. I don't think it's too late to be a dealer. However, I do think it's becoming more and more challenging to become a dealer now in this industry, in this environment right now, I'll say. There's a few factors, a few things you should take into consideration before you become a dealer about what's rolling out in this industry now, what's happening right now. So in a few videos that we ourselves have made about the chip shortage, unless you're living under a rock somewhere, you know about this chip shortage and supply chain issues, and even the regular Hondas, Toyotas, we showed pictures and images of their dealerships, and they're always low on inventory, both new and used cars. And if you understand a used car dealer, if that's what you want to try to become, it will be more challenging for us to get inventory, because when you understand where inventory comes from, it's also from those franchise Hondas, Toyotas, the major dealerships. When they take their trade-ins, whatever they can't sell, they would send to auctions, we would buy it. When the car rental companies have they change their fleet every year or so, or maybe after every 20 or 30,000 kilometers, they would sell those cars to us as well. And then what happens? They go buy new cars again. The cycle continues. Now, because of the shortage issue, the franchise guys are hoarding all of those trading cars. So what happens is, how do you say, the shit rolls down the road. So the more down the hill, the more difficult it is for the franchise guys to get inventory. Is basically stifling our inventory. So the independent used car dealers are finding it very, very difficult to find cars. So you're about to open up a used car lot and not have cars. Now there's another elephant in the room here, and that is Kavana, and in our case in Canada, Canada Drive. Those guys are opening up their wallets and willing to pay almost anything to get a used car. So on top of trying to struggle and fight with the franchise, the Hondas, Toyotas, to get inventory, we have Kavana, Canada Drive, all of those big online platforms, because they are basically advertising equally, do not negotiate, not haggling prices. What you pay is what you see is what you pay is the strategy. Even if they overpay, then they oversell the car to you, but what you see is what you pay. So it doesn't really matter. They put the price online and that's what you're gonna pay. But the point is, they have inventory and they're buying out everything out there. Look, for example, I think I did mention that in a previous video, when Tesla decided that they're going to be selling 100,000 cars to Hertz. Hertz also decided that, Hertz decided to buy the cars from Tesla. Hertz already pre-negotiated a deal. When they get these cars, they're going to sell it to Kavana, right? So these cars are not going to make the auction like they traditionally would have. So all of this rumbling and all of this talk to say, it is becoming very, very difficult to become a dealer here in Canada. So, well, not just in Canada, in the US, or my US viewers as well. No matter where you go, the car shortage issue is becoming more and more difficult. So it'll be harder for you to become a dealer. Now I'm going to tell you how you can still possibly make it work. Now, before I do that, also one issue we have in here specifically in Canada, it looks like the American dealers were suffering a little bit more than us. So because they were suffering a little bit more than us, what happened is dealers here in Canada are shipping their cars to the US. Now there's two things that benefits them here. Obviously, they're selling their car for US dollars, which is stronger than the Canadian dollar, so they make money there. The shortage issue affect that side. There's way more people in the US than here, so they need cars more than us. So they're willing to even pay more than we can get for the cars here. So that is equally taking out cars from our supply here. So it's becoming worse for Canadians now, finally, to get those cars. So even if some media is saying it's getting better, and they're saying the chip shortage will end by the end of this year and possibly next year, nobody really knows. This shortage issue could probably go on for a bit longer, okay? Even I had people like Autotrader, okay? Autotrader contacted me to put my cars. I don't have a lot of cars. I probably have 4 or 5 cars in stock, okay? Normally, Autotrader would still want to take the minimum package, $135 probably, for those 4 cars, because as a minimum package is 10 or 15 cars. So even if to get the cars now, I had to pay like $135 a week to put those cars in there. And they contact me to put the cars in there for free, because why? They run out of inventory on their website. If they don't have enough inventory on their website, or actually available inventory on their website, then who's going to click on their website? Who's going to come to their website? So this is the reason why Autotrader is trying to even get you to put the cars in there for free. So all of that to say, here is how you can get in this industry if you want to still be a dealer. So the best thing to do if you still want to be a dealer is to understand what your competition is doing, who is your competition, and stay in your lane. Now, I do not think it's wise to try to sell cars competing with the franchise dealerships, like I mentioned, the Toyotas, the Hondas, and those guys, especially the Carvana, Canada Drive, and all of those online platforms. Now, if you take a closer look at those websites, they like to sell cars at about 5 years old. Why 5 years old? Because 5-year-old cars book very well with the auto financing. So if they're trying to get the bank to finance those deals, they're trying to get the customer a better, interest rate. The bank like to finance cars at about 5 years old, okay? Because they've done the massive depreciation already. They kind of stabilize for a little bit, and then during the time that you're paying, there's no major mechanical issues that should apparently come up with that car. If you finance the car that's about 10 years old, it's also high risk finance. So even if the person has good credit, it's considered a high risk car. It's not booking as a prime deal, okay? So the customer has to be prime and the car has to be prime in order to get good rates. So they would like dealing with those 5-year-old cars. So if you understand that, you want to stay away from those cars. Now, also any car that in that 5 years, if it does have a story, maybe it had a little bit of an accident history, maybe it had an engine light on, you need to fix it. If the car has a little bit of story, you may be able to flip that car, okay? Now, I'll tell you why. Because you have to understand, when you're buying something online, there's no salesperson to try to tell you what the issues are with the car and offer a solution or whatever. So the cars that they sell online, I'm talking specifically now about the Carvana and the Canada Drive, not the franchise dealerships. The cars that they sell online has no story. It has to be clean pictures, the car is coming certified, no mechanical issues, plus they give you those 30 days buyback or take back guarantee, whatever. So the car has to have absolutely no stores. It's a new car, you just want to buy, flip it, the pictures look good, the kilometers are reasonable, buy and sell, okay? That's the reason why I want you to stay away from those 5-year-old cars. If you want to be a dealer in this environment, and you understand your competition, you understand what can sell online, then you can actually be successful. Like, they will have a difficult time selling a 10-year-old car online. A car of 150, if it's not a specialty car, 170,000 kilometers. Like, there is a market for that, okay? You have to understand that the 1% or the rich folks who can buy, like high-end premium, exotic cars are really rich people. And then majority of people, well, I don't know what the percentage is, but less than 20% of people can buy new cars. There's a huge market. There's more people less fortunate than fortunate. Let's put it that way, okay? So there's a lot of people who will drive that car with 170,000 kilometers. Maybe it's not for you, maybe it's not for whatever, but there's a lot of people who buy it. Now, there's a huge market for that, and the Carvana and those online platforms are not conditioned, or the online platform is not ideal to sell those older inventory. They still need to go to a physical place where they can actually bring a mechanic to see it, or they can go ahead and inspect it, drive it themselves. The technology cannot let you buy a car that old that may have issues online, okay? It's not wise, okay? And even the franchise dealerships do not want to deal with that. So if you choose to buy cars that are more than 10 years old, cars with a little bit higher kilometers on it, cars with a story on it, you will be able to flip cars and you'll still be able to make money in this industry. And then it'll be better for you because the price point of those cars, you may not need financing. You can buy them cash if you own money, so you do not need things like AFC next gear. Also, you could sell them quicker because people have the cash to pay for those kind of cars. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you. So if you understand what the car market is doing, if you understand what those franchise dealers are trying to sell, then if you do the opposite or play in a different game that you're not interested in, you'll make money. If you try to go head to head with them, you will lose money, okay? So be wise when you're trying to sell, understand what you're trying to sell. And if you want to be a little bit fancier too, if you choose to specialize in this business, you could still make money, okay? So whether you choose to specialize in a certain type of inventory, people will look at you as an expert in that space, and not everybody is willing to buy online anyway. So if you can specialize in something and market yourself as a specialist, you may be able to sell. Okay, hopefully this was helpful, and if you are new to the channel and we've earned your thumbs up, we appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share. If you live in the GT and you want to check out our shop, visit us at loser.ca. We're more than happy to help you get your safety or your brakes or whatever you need on your car done. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.